Welcome to the Indy Hookup. Going to give you a rundown of what's been happening with the Indy Hookup lately. We have a lot of exciting news and recaps. Why don't you take it over, Heston? Let them know what's been going on.
Hey, first of all, thanks for doing this, family. We are the Indie Hookup. We support the independent artists from all over the world, along with the radio stations that support our music. Today, my co-host and we just gonna chop it up and let y'all know what's going on. Shout out to Minister King X for sending people to us for our commercials. Listeners, you could get your commercial done with us. We're on 16 different radio stations that play a total of 43 times a week. Let the listeners know about your up and coming events, your music. We do all that. My co-host Ricardo Love is a master at mixing, mastering, editing, videographer, ISRC codes. We'll make sure that you get paid for your spins. We're building a community. Ricardo, let the listeners know a little bit about how you got into music and what brought you here with me.
What's up, peoples? So yeah, man, way back when I was a young teenager, just became a teenager. I was 13 years old. I was on that skateboard, man. I called myself the skateboard wizard. Everybody in the whole city of Kalamazoo, Michigan, knew who I was, and Jackson, Michigan, because I was born in Jackson, Michigan. And we would go there damn near. Sometimes I spend most of the summer there. Sometimes we were there. My grandmother was there, my mother's mother, um, and my father's mother was there. And most of our relatives, my nephews, nieces, and stuff. So we go to Jackson often. So everybody in the city of Jackson, Michigan, and Kalamazoo, Michigan, knew this young kid riding a skateboard, doing handstand, 1 foot wheelies, 1 foot tail wheelies. I thought I was going to go pro. I was just starting competing in competitions. But then one of my good friends named Bernard Emerson, who calls himself Q Nardo now, his family was third generation musicians. So he was a bass player, and his older brothers was in this band called the Mall City Players, but to me they was better than the groups we used to come see at Wing Stadium. We were a small town, well, a city. It was actually a city with two universities, but there was a hockey stadium there. So we would get everybody from the Jacksons to Parliament, Prince, you name it, because the stadium was so big. People come from all over to come to that. That was one of the tour spots. So I was into music, but I wasn't playing it. So this dude, Bernard Emerson, was playing bass. And he taught me how to play Boogie Oogie Oogie by Taste of Honey. I'm like, I don't know if remember that song, but that song is not a simple song. Doom, 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 boom, boom, doom, doom, boom, boom. So I don't know
Yeah,
why.
remember that.
It would bring back memories, right? So he taught me that song as the first song. That's not a simple song. I don't know why he chose to teach me that song as a first song. But I got interested in it. I started getting a little bit good, going over his house practice. I didn't even have my own bass. And just we wanted to start a band, but we can't have two bass players. So they threw me on guitar, rest is history. To make a long story short. So I just wanted to be a guitar player, man. But then as I started working with bands, they were hard to keep together. So this new technology came out. My best friend, James, we called him Leroy at the time. His dad worked at the in GM, well, whereas most people who had money worked at the car factories back then. So he bought him this keyboard for Christmas that one of the first programming keyboard called the Mirage, and then a sequential circuits keyboard. So we learned how to program. So that started me off and, you know, becoming a music producer. So we went from just being a guitar player to learning how to program keyboards and drums. And then, you start working with artists, they need stuff. So you end up, um, you know, man, you can't afford, graphic artists or something. So you start doing it yourself, and you just can't afford, you want to make a music video, can't afford to do that. So it just elevated. I'm doing a short story of it because it took decades to get all these one after another skills. But then I basically became a one-stop shop, and I was one of the first brothers to teach other brothers, how to record on computers and digital recorders. And I went through the whole process from tape to D88s to ADATs to, the first generation of computers on MIDI to multi-track, Pro Tools, all that, Cubase, uh, Fruity Loops, all them programs, Reasons, all them programs, and all the plugins and everything. So here I am today, still showing people how to do it either for free or for a little bit of, love, gift for
I,
money, you
yeah.
know.
Hey,
So
what impressed me about you when I met you, you was a smooth brother, mellow. Uh, when K.E. Durham offered to do my mom's music, and he had this nice, elaborate studio in the house, and he turned it on. Next thing I know, he was calling you. Mom and I would be sitting there for hours as you be telling him how to do it. That button over there, it's the green button, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, how he, that really impressed me. And then brother Naru Quana, which is a mutual friend of ours, told me all about you. And then Ke spoke highly of you. And then when I finally met you and you redid my mom's music, I became a fan. Then, I started listening to more of your music. Man, one of my favorites is Janique Nina, Bad Habits, and Gypsy Love, Missing You. I can listen to them too all day, family. So I'm honored that you reached out and decided to help me with our project, the Indy Hookup. You know, I always say we going above and beyond expectations, and literally we are. Uh, let's move on. Let's talk about some of the artists that we've met along the way. Give me three that stand out to you.
I'll go with some of the newest ones and then I'll go backwards. Brandy Little. I'm really impressed with this young lady. I think she has star potential. I think she's gonna go far. Herb Middleton, their producer. Hey man, as a producer and an engineer, I'm not impressed too much. My natural tendency, and I be coming at you sometimes, is my natural tendency as a producer and as an engineer is to go and what's wrong with the track, what they should have did better, blah, 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 blah. So Moontown Records, they really got it together over there with Herb Middleton and the artists they got. He got a couple other ones I've already been playing on my show. At the time of this recording, this Thursday, we got I think one or two of his songs will be on Love Vibes tonight. And then it'll go to the other radio stations. And we'll talk about how the two stations work together in a minute. But so that's Brandy Little, Jaslyn Martin, Jaslyn
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah,
That's who. Yeah, she's tight. She's an independent artist. She wanted to do it herself, but she had a major record label attention because she was on the Will Smith remake of The Fresh Prince, the new Fresh Prince um, series. She was a character on there as a dancer singer. And everybody on that show can sing, and they are artists. But she was talented, and she definitely earned her spot on there. Um, then I don't know. We got with so many others that you know that Lori Lee Nebo. We got Nor, Nadir Jahan. We got what's my other Neo? So I kept telling you I like
Effie Soul.
Effie. So we got, I mean, we got the regulars, we bring them back. At first I was kind of like, man, we playing them too much, but they got so much heat that we always put the new people in, right? But we got to go back to our so-called favorites, and they give us support. That's the other thing about the indie hookup. It was supposed to be, and we're trying to continue that and expand that process of cooperative marketing. Whereas it works, we don't have to charge you money to play your songs because we're helping each other. Help us, help you. If you are on a show in particular, but even for the shows you're not, we are if just say if you got only 500 people, somebody else got, 3,000 people on their IG, somebody else got a million followers. We all put all them numbers together, we repost, the shows and stuff, and that's cooperative marketing. That's going to exponentially expand our reach to everybody. Everybody wins, and that's how we do this. That's the only way we're going to compete against major labels and stuff that has deep pockets to do this. So those are some of my favorites. Of course, your boy um damn Bubble Me was uh
Ranking
Rankin
Screw.
Screw. Rankin Screw is the master, bro. I mean, I don't care if he did a song 20 years ago, it sounded like it come out today. So
Come on.
that's one of my, and your mom and Rankin Screw, to me, that's the king and queen of that. And then we got Naru, we got he should have they made a sign after Too Short and what's the name? Uh Tupac.
Hey,
Naru
Naruto.
need a sign because that brother is transforming, helping transform the city. He been putting it down for 10 years. And Buku is in that, you know, that whole movement of so many talented people up in there. Answer one, answer scribe. I mean, I don't know no MC that could come harder and more deeper than them cats. So we got so much talent. It's hard for me. I know I'm leaving some people out, but it's just too deep. What you gonna say?
You know, uh, I do have to give a shout out to Herb Middleton and Moontown Records. I have fell in love with Brandy Little, her music, her style. When we did the producers. Now I picked three super producers, but my ear, Herb is a little above them the other two. But don't get me wrong, I love Sam Archer. And then of course, the Godfather Rankin Screw. I think I'm his biggest fan and follower. But then I got to give a shout out to our girl, my buddy, my girl, my friend. Lori Nebo has her own style, and
Very versatile.
she could sing. She really can. And then I got to give it up to my sister halfway around the world, Nadira Noor Jahan. And then, of course, the fellas I can't leave out. Our family member Harold Keel, and then my partner, the sex symbol.
The one you
That
got a crush on.
you know, uh, don't get me wrong, man.
Kameen
I'm a
23.
sexual man, but that brother is put together, man. His mannerism, his appreciation to what we do for the artist, um, I really like him, and it's a few that my mom recognizes, you know how we when we do it, and you give me the playlist, and I gotta make sure it's edited. I put it in the car, and we in the middle of nowhere. We ride, and my mama go, "That's and I'm like, "Yeah, mom." She said, "I know the voice. That's
Mm.
new, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, you know, it's a new singer that's really running up. I know she needs help with her engineering. Nicole Gobert,
Yeah, strong voice, very strong. I wish I
oh,
could produce her. Yeah.
strong voice. Um, Matter of fact, she's gonna send me a song, and if you could do a remix to it, you know how you did my mom.
Hmm.
Told her we'll do that and send it back to her and see what she think. She's all excited. She said, "You can pick anyone." I'm like, "Okay." You know, her voice is, phew, I'm like, "Wow." But like you said, man, we got it's so many artists. Uh Terry Green,
Mm.
uh Alvin Garrett, Brandy Little. Look, CC, aka the oh my god, I can't think of her last name, but CC, you know who I'm talking about. Ah, I like her style, her vibe. Then for the female rappers, my girl Makiba Mooncycle, man, I love
That's
her.
who I was. Yeah, we got to put some of her, one of her tracks on this soon.
Yeah,
But that was one of the neo soul ones I was thinking about. Yeah.
yeah. It's so many artists. Uh,
Estella Dawn. I like Estella Dawn too.
hey, I told her, say, Estella, you need to do that Amy Winehouse song, Back to Black. Look, I didn't think she was listening. She posted it on YouTube, and I'm like, hey, that sounds good.
Mm.
She is actually my favorite right now. I don't really talk to her, but I have access to all her music, and I appreciate that. Um, but far as the ones that we talk to a lot, oh, look, we forgotten about my buddy looking good, sounding good, and cooking good, Tesla Nay.
Tesla Nay. Damn, I always get to that. Yeah, that's
Bro,
family right there. Mm.
they running through my head, man. They running through
Mm.
my head. Um, a longtime friend and supporter, Lori Nebo, man. She been she been riding with us from the start, man. That was the first person I met that I befriended that could call and talk to my mom. She'll talk to my mom and everything. My mom amazes me. And the funny part is, Ricardo, she don't have no idea, not a clue of what's going on. And KE said that's her innocence, that even makes her more special.
Hmm.
Um, she was telling me that she wanted to stop singing. So I'm like, oh man. I'm like, okay, mom, that's on you. I'm not gonna force you to. So September 20th was supposed to be her last time performing, but then Naru said we got another date sometime in November where the Buku family is going to be doing a performance with music, more music. And yesterday my mom said, I told you I was thinking about it. You didn't just got rid of me already. I laughed, Ricardo, I laughed so hard. I just make up your mind. She said, well, I'm going through some stuff and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, mom. I knew you would get the fever, especially if we go out. And then I got to give a big shout out to Minister X. Uh, I knew him, but I didn't know him. I knew the name and I knew the face, not knowing that they were the same person. And he came up to me at the Tupac birthday and said, man, look, man, I want to get some music out. I want to do that. So he sent his first song from his EP. He's got music with Scarface. He's in the community. You know, he speaks highly of you. You know, when y'all did was on that show at that facility.
Yeah,
So
people don't know, man. Slavery is still in existence. It's still going very strong. It never ended. Even in the Constitution, it says slavery is abolished except for imprisonment. So those brothers that are prisoned, some of them wrongly, or their sentences definitely exaggerated. Even if the ones that are guilty, they're they're basically prisoners. And he is bringing light to that, and he's got a whole movement going, and I stand behind him with that, well, wholeheartedly.
yeah, you know, I do too. Brother Naru made sure that we met each other. You know, matter of fact, on the 20th, Minister King X helped get the facility that we're
Mm.
going to get. Listeners, make sure you stay in touch. The Buku family will be doing a community building event September 20th. Uh, I'll have the address and the times at a later date, but keep watching. You know, like you said, the the best rapper I've ever met, man, was Answer Scribe,
Mm.
aka MC Tracy, aka Brotherhood. Answer Scribe, man, his flow is,
Impeccable.
yeah, man, and
And his son is right there.
the son is right there. You know,
Mm.
I need to get credit because I started him back rapping and I started you singing. You finally decided to do something. I kept saying, man, why are you looking for somebody? You know, because KE picked mom and I up and we went out. I can't even remember where we went, but he put his catalog of your music that you told him not to play.
He bad as you.
We was listening. That's when I came back and I'm like, dude, stop playing. What you waiting on? Do it yourself. And you did, man. Mia Moore, Can You See? Uh
Drunk
Man,
in the Uber, which is
drunk
a,
in a drunk
a
in a
fun,
Uber,
serious song. Yeah.
you know. I love that video, man. I love that video. You know, when I heard the song at first, I'm like, yeah, it's all right. You know, I did a you. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. But then when I saw the video and I put the visual to the
Hmm.
song, that made me just fall in love with it, man. And Taylor, Bay Play Radio, man, shout out to that brother, man. Uh, I had been talking with him, and all of a sudden he hollered out, Ricardo Love, Drunk in the Uber. I'm like, how you know about that song? And he just started laughing. He said, man, that's a dope song. I'm
Speaking
like,
of all the stations, man, why don't you give a quick shout out to all the ones at the time of this recording? Because if you listen to this a month from now, we probably gonna have two, three more stations. But at the time of this recording, tell them all the stations that we have currently.
you know what, man? Watch this, man. Watch this. I'm doing it from the head, man. My Indie Radio, KYBN Radio, rhythm rave radio, track, no trap, radio DJs, track, bullies radio, uh, radio what, music radio, classic curly radio, Bay Play radio, uh, uh, Mix Mafia radio, Phenom radio. We got a new one, Ricardo. I haven't got the schedule yet, but Breaking Hits. And I've been sending, unbeknownst to you, I sent Love Vibes to Radio What, and he accepted it and he said, call him anytime. So we're going to set up rotation on that radio. Then, I got to give a shout out to you for Love Vibes. I was trying to hate it, because I'm but it's a smooth vibe, man. You on quite a few radio stations, Rhythm Rave, Classic Curly, Music Log, KYBN, My Indie. We building a platform, man, for the indie artists to submit their music to us from all over the world. Matter of fact, while we talking about submissions, Heston Cleveland 5 at gmail.com, the Indy Hookup at gmail.com, and you spell Indy Indy. Send us your music. Give us a couple of weeks. We'll get back to you, let you know if it's playing. I have to start, I guess I better start keeping a better record because Ricardo, I got like 7, 8 new songs. Ariella Effortless just sent 2. Kameen sent a new one. I talked to Heidi Tam. She said she gonna send some music. Terry Tobin sent 2 songs this morning. Of course, Lori Nebo always send this stuff. And then you know what, man? Gotta talk about Jennifer Haygood. That's a new friend to the family. It took me a while. She works, she does do her own music, but then she does do a lot of AI assistance, dope producer. She also has a few artists. Her husband sings also. That's a new friend that I conversate with. Then, man, you know what, man? I got to go back to Brandy Little. I told her when I met her, I said, get ready. And she put, get ready for what? With a question mark and put LOL. I'm like, you'll see. And we started playing her music, man. 4 or 5 times a day it came on, and she was like, wow. So this message is geared to Moontown Records. My girl Kimmy, the A&R guy, Ron, y'all see us. So man, that's
That's
what.
it. That's a and then let's talk about we got the indie hookup. And you mentioned love vibes, but those two together. So when you do as an artist, if you got music, you should have whatever your regular songs are. I mean, I hope you would have at least one love song, and that could be played on the love vibes as well. And if you're an advertiser or you got a music project coming out, or it's out, you want promotion for that. I don't know no better bang for your buck than to advertise on the indie hookup and love vibes, because when you get one as an ad on one, you're gonna get it for both, even if that song is not a, what I'm saying, it's not a love song, you could still advertise on love vibes as well. And we didn't mention, you mentioned 16 or 17 18 radio stations. However, we're on demand on iHeart, which is big. So if you can't catch it on one of these many stations because of the times and the different time code, time, they got their own audience, and we try to steer audience to them as much as we can and cross promote with them as much as we can. But they got their own efforts on how they reach people, and they reach people. So you're going to be getting. You might not even catch your song being played on this station and that station. Sometimes it's played on two different stations, three different stations at one time or one day. It's crazy. So you're getting, and then they'll come back, they'll double back and play it again. But if you're advertisers, you definitely need to, that's what one area we need to really start getting more advertisers so we could pay. So we don't want to charge the artists. We've been trying our best. Everybody, man, you should charge the artists. But the artist to me is the one that got the least money. We're trying to get the deep pockets of the advertisers, the businesses, like everybody else. Everybody on social media, on TV, on any platform, it's all about advertising. We're all selling something for somebody else. That's all we're doing is getting the attention. You talking about IG, Zoom, Facebook, uh, everybody. It's nothing more than getting your attention to sell a product. So that's the missing element that we got to get more commercials. And we might as well, if you're gonna pay us to advertise your own project. Invest in yourself, invest in your own project. If you don't put no effort into it, how is anybody else going to care about it? So, definitely remember Heston Cleveland 5 at Gmail and the Indy hookup at gmail.com. You can send us your songs there. If you have a commercial, you can reach out to us there. We'll send you back our personal phone numbers, and we can have a Zoom consultation where we could tell you what we could do for you. Not only are we going to do a commercial for you, we're going to make a visual so you can put that same commercial, that audio commercial, you're going to be able to put it on your social media, and we're going to put it on our social media. That's is the essence of cooperative marketing. So that's how we're going to do this. We started off. How long has it been? Has tell if we are over a year anniversary now. Where we at?
We've been a year. We made a year March 27th.
We're
We
on the
had
97 show, which is really over 100 because for the first 50 shows, I think we were doing like two
right.
shows or one. So, but we're gonna just call it our 100th show. Maybe we're gonna have to do something special for that, my brother. We'll think about it.
We're gonna have to. We got 99, and then we got our special show. 99 is going.
98.
We did. Oh, that was 97. You said
Mhm.
98. We're gonna do something for 98. A little rock, little soft rock or something. To show our versatility with the artist. And when we come back for 100, y'all get ready. That's going to be the show amongst shows.
Yeah, we might, even though we only on 2 hours on the KYBN, maybe another station, but we're gonna do a 2 hour special for all stations on that time. They gonna have to put part A and P if they only want to pay out. We'll do a
Right.
2 hour show, for that one.
Ricardo, we do have to tell them about our listenership. We're not going to say exactly which radio station said it, but we're over 37,000 listeners on one show. 37,000, y'all.
In that
That's
moment.
that's advertisement for that show. And
Yeah.
it was also said to me they've seen much higher numbers than that. You know, it's a taboo to kind of ask radio stations their numbers and everything, but it was nicely suggested to us. So I'm happy for that. Our listenership is big. And then if you're on Spotify, YouTube, or something, and you want us to let the listeners know, well, you can hear this song here, we'll do that. And I guarantee your numbers will show. It's a residual effect. So trust in us. Ricardo, we gonna end this. It's great and informative. And I sincerely thank you for helping me, man. Well, without you, it would not be no Indy Hookup, dog. That's real talk.
And
And
vice versa. We're a good team.
I'm telling this to the world right now. Whoever see it, Ricardo Love is the man.
Heston, Cleveland. Yeah, what is it? East Oakland Music Management. If you don't know, you better find out.
You better ask somebody. Hey man, we gonna end this right here, family. Um, look forward to building. We do have slots available for interviews. Um, just reach out and let us know. And
Peace,
with
love,
that,
and blessing. Yeah, tell the man.
tell the man to tell them who we are. And we out.